I didn't want to have to do another video like this again. I really didn't. But given that most of the people in the anti-Tmossboss, I guess you could call it a community at this point, have already done their last videos on him, that pretty much leaves me as one of the last people left who can do this video. In regards to technical quality, this is actually one of Tmossboss's better videos. He played a recording of whatever game that he's playing as opposed to trying to play it while rambling, and he actually shows some screenshots to back up some of his points. But in regards to what he actually says in the video, he demonstrates that he is a much, much worse person than I ever gave him credit for. It pains me to say this, but let's just get started and you'll see exactly what I mean.
Now in today's video, I am going to be exposing somebody that I've been beefing with for 3 years now. 3 long years. 3 years I was like, man, at some point in time I thought it was going to end.
It could have ended at any time, but you kept refusing to listen. All we really wanted was for you to start editing down some of your reaction videos so they'd fall under fair use. That was it. Simple as that. But then you started going on to do some pretty heinous stuff, like the suicidal girl situation, mocking Joshua's video tribute to his mother, and at this point it's getting harder and harder for me to think that you're redeemable at all.
But a video was made about me, fans got involved, lies was made about me.
Bullcrap. Every time Jar's made a statement on you, he's backed it up with material evidence.
And here I am, probably making the best clapback video of all times.
Gonna have to place a big ol' F to doubt on that one, especially after Pro Jared's video addressing all those allegations against him.
Now I'm exposing the fact that Just a Robot, he's no doubt faking his views and faking his subs.
No doubt? You sure about that? That's a pretty tall accusation. I sure hope you're prepared to provide us with some evidence to back it up.
Because this is a question that I have asked multiple times. How do you get so many views on me, but you guys claim left and right that I'm a dead channel?
Because he has an active following? If your subscriber base is active, you can get tons of views while talking about something that your subscribers aren't giving much attention to. For example, these videos by Don't Walk Run Productions on MTV Decoded have regularly gotten more views than the original videos, with a couple outliers here and there.
Yeah, left and right they were saying that my channel is dead, I'm not pulling any views. But you can check my Socialblade, I've gained over 40,000 views in the past 30 days. So, come on, somebody, and I know people are gonna be all like, oh, well, how did you pull in that many views?
By spamming crappy video after crappy video? Your videos barely get any views. The fact that you have over 2,500 isn't exactly an accomplishment when most of them take barely any effort to make.
I'm talking about actual interesting things. Just a Robot, on the other hand, like, you really think you're gonna pull in views about Tmossboss?
Wow, that was an amazing self-burn right there. I'm honestly not sure which is more impressive, the fact that you managed to so thoroughly roast yourself without even a hint of self-awareness, or the fact that you prefaced it by talking about how your channel totally isn't dying without even a hint of self-awareness.
Look at all the other videos that was made about me. How come those videos don't have hundreds of thousands of views? How come those guys don't have hundreds of thousands of subscribers?
Because our channels aren't as big? Jar's actually gone through several channels before he got to the one he has now, and this just happened to be the first one he's done that completely blew up. Furthermore, he didn't get his channel to blow up solely by talking about you. He's talked about a variety of subjects such as politics and power scaling videos. You said that Jar was, no doubt, faking his subs and views, and this is what you were able to come up with? You can figure these things out on your own with a modicum of thought. Then again, we all know thoughts aren't your strong suit.
For the most part, every video that I've seen about me, maybe like 1,000 views, tops, maybe a little bit more, but definitely less.
Maybe a little more, but definitely less? Have you considered scripting these videos?
The highest viewed video that Just a Robot made about me, that video has 139,000 views. How?
I assume you're talking about Tmossboss does not understand anything at all. And if I had to hazard a guess, I'd say it likely has to do with the fact that it's over an hour long, meaning it can gather more retention time, and it was probably at the peak of people's interest in hearing him talk about you, since after that the videos he started doing on you started dwindling in views. Char even acknowledged this in the video he did right after the last one he made on you.
So I did my last video on Tmossboss. I expected it to end off on a bang, but it ended off on a whimper. It barely got any views. I really want to do another video on him, especially after his recent response to me. But I made a promise I would stop, and I need to find a new lol cow.
Speaking of which, Tmossboss, if Char is faking his views, then why didn't he give that video any fake views?
Now, I wanted to go and see some other channels that have like roughly the same amount of subscribers that he has. And I found one channel that has, I think, 10,000 more subscribers and then 20,000 more subscribers. But he's making more than the channel that has 10,000 more subscribers than him, even though they have more subscribers and more views. And then the other channel that has 20,000 more subscribers than him, he's making roughly the same amount than them, but he has less views than them.
Tmossboss, you are aware that's just an estimation, right? It even says on the page, estimated monthly and yearly earnings. Socialblade has no way of actually knowing how much someone's making. It even lists me as having a minuscule amount of earnings despite the fact that my channel was demonetized about a couple years back because I wasn't big enough. And even if Socialblade did have the exact amount of money a person's earning, how does this prove that Jar's faking his views and subs? Admittedly, my knowledge of how viewbots work is limited, but unless they also increase ad revenue, I don't see how this provides any evidence of Jar's views being faked.
And then another thing that I noticed is that he's not verified on YouTube. Isn't your YouTube channel like once you hit 100,000 subscribers, aren't you supposed to get verified?
That's not how it works. YouTube's verification checkmark thing is based more on how much you've built yourself as a brand. Since Jar doesn't really have any social media presence outside of YouTube, with the exception of Twitter, YouTube probably doesn't give him the verification checkmark. Especially after that whole controversy where they apparently de-verified a ton of different people, but I haven't been able to look into that much.
You're supposed to even get a 100K plaque. I went through his videos. I didn't see nothing about no 100K plaque.
First off, just because he hasn't made a video about it doesn't mean he didn't get it. Second off, if you really must know, he says he's not planning on ordering it until he can make a living off of YouTube.
And from what I hear, Just a Robot, he's still working. Usually 100,000 subscribers, aren't you making enough money to be able to quit your job and then you're doing YouTube full time?
I thought you said he was making more money than people with more subs and views than him. Now you're calling the amount of money he makes into question? Also, while hundreds of thousands of views used to be the standard one had to hit in order to make a living off YouTube, things have changed since then, owing largely due to the adpocalypses and demonetization. And in addition to this, there could be varying factors relating to how much Jar needs to live. Maybe he lives somewhere where the rent is exceptionally high. Or maybe he simply wishes to maintain a higher standard of living and has to do both YouTube and work at the same time. You told us, no doubt, and you still haven't provided anything even remotely damning, dude. The only thing you've given me no doubt about is that your IQ is below room temperature.
Just a Robot's on the side making more money than channels where they're talking about stuff that's worth watching. Channels that has more views than them, but he's either making roughly the same amount or more than those channels. Why is my phone going off right now?
Just listen for once in your freaking life.
Stupid Twitter. But anyways, yeah, do you hear what I'm saying? Like, are you seeing my point here? Now, switching gears here and talking about Just a Robot's editor, because I guess he can't edit videos about me anymore. It's funny how it's like he gets on me about editing videos, but it's like, bro, you're having to shout out your editor.
Okay, and? The reason why people criticize you for not editing your reaction videos is because you're supposed to edit out parts so you're not using the video in its entirety. No one ever got after you for not editing videos personally. If you had someone else editing your reaction videos for you, that would have been fine. The point was that you weren't editing them at all.
At least I don't have to shout out anybody in the description of my videos when I upload a video and stuff. No, everything that I do, it's all me.
Except you do? You have to shout out everyone you do a reaction of.
So, anyways, but yeah, talking about Joshua. Joshua, I don't know if he's faking his subs, faking his views, but he does have a good amount of views. I actually recorded this video, or this part of the video, for a separate reason, but I just wanted you guys to see this little clip for a little bit, because I noticed that Just a Robot has been giving him credits in the bottom of his or in the description of his videos that he uploads about me, talking about Joshua, because it's funny how Just a Robot was getting on me about reaction videos and not editing and stuff. And I remember the first time I seen a Joshua video, it was a reaction to a Try Not to Laugh challenge that I had uploaded. He didn't edit that video.
Okay, I can actually see your point there. However, Joshua actually addressed this in Jar's video, Tmossboss is evil.
I used to be in Tyler's shoes. I used to base my whole entire channel on reaction videos, and I thought, I didn't need anybody's help, I'm doing just fine, I'm not harming anybody. Pretty much every excuse that you've heard before. Now, it did hurt, and it made me uncomfortable when I was facing criticism with my content, and even how I acted back then. But when everything was calmed down, I thought about it, and I began to change my content up, and I began to do vloggings, commentaries, karaoke and stuff, and you know what? I'm glad I did.
So yes, Joshua did used to do reaction videos, however he's actually listened to the opposing side's arguments and stopped. The only reaction video he's done in recent memory is his reaction to people's birthday videos they made for him, which those videos were made specifically so they could be on his channel. And he didn't even need to stop doing reaction videos, he could have just started editing parts out, but either way is fine as far as I'm concerned. And that's all we wanted from you too. We didn't want you to stop doing reaction videos necessarily, we just wanted you to edit parts of the original video out. Really not that hard to understand.
This video right here, Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, official teaser reaction mirrored. He re-uploaded Tyrone Magnus's video.
This is probably the closest to a valid point Tmossboss has ever made. However, there's a bit more to the story on Joshua's side. A while back, Tyrone Magnus released a video stating that he was taking down videos of his that had gotten claimed, and gave his fans the go-ahead in regards to downloading his videos.
Y'all better start downloading my videos. Alright, make your own little library. Alright, on your desktop folder. Alright, Tyrone, my favorite Tyrone Magnus videos going forward.
Now granted, the fact he gave people permission to download his videos doesn't necessarily mean he'd be fine with someone else re-uploading said videos, but in any case, re-uploading videos for the sake of archiving them isn't the same as re-uploading them to get views and the like from someone else's work. What Joshua did here is less akin to content theft and more akin to the guy who re-uploaded Jinx's videos so we could all point and laugh at him.
Joshua, I don't really understand that guy. I really don't. Because at first he was cool with me, and then he just out of nowhere just turned his back on me. And I guess it has something to do with that suicidal girl. And we all know that that whole situation was a fraud. It was a fake.
No, you arbitrarily decided that for yourself. And even if it had turned out to be a fraud, you specifically said that you'd be there for people if they were ever feeling suicidal. You owed her the benefit of the doubt. At this point, even if it did turn out that the girl was really bullies pretending to be a different person this whole time, while it would vastly harm my view of him as a person, my view of you as a person would remain unchanged. Because you had nothing to lose by hearing her out. And in regards to Joshua turning on you, the reason why he was nice to you in the first place is because he was trying to get you to understand the opposing side's view, and he thought you might listen if he befriended you first. Especially since in one of your many final videos regarding the situation, you said this.
I feel like even with them, okay, let's say if I were to make a video that they don't like, okay, I feel like they would be nice about it, okay, than, you know, going all crazy in my comment sections and all over the place, you know, trying to disregard me, trying to make me feel bad about myself for the videos that I am making and things.
Yet Joshua tried to be nice to you and you still kept doing the same thing, until eventually you ignored the suicidal girl and Joshua couldn't defend you anymore. And it's not just Joshua, in fact a good chunk of your critics tried to be nice to you at some point in time. Even iBullyBullies, one of your harshest critics, tried to be nice to you at one point.
He seems to be a nice guy, but he is quick to judge others. Let's begin with his way to handle criticism. How are you gonna give me advice on my videos and you don't even watch them? You can't watch some of them and speak for all of them. Come on now! I kind of get what you're trying to say, but the problem is that most of your videos are the same and you can't deny that. You don't edit your video much. I do know that you edit your videos more now. And I do watch your videos because I do find you to be an interesting person. But with that said, I think you have a lot to do to improve on yourself because you can't keep denying the criticism you get. If you deny the criticism you get, you're never going to grow as a person. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with reaction channels. I love like Fine Bros, Teens React, you know, all that shit. But I do have a problem with reaction channels that doesn't edit the videos, taking another person's content, which is exactly what you are doing. And I know you don't see a problem with it, but a lot of people do. And you have to realize that that's something you have to accept. That people don't agree with you. And you can't keep blocking people, can't keep insulting them, because in the end that's going to lead to a lot of fans leaving you, which they clearly have done because most subscribers are inactive. And I'm not saying this to hate on you, I actually want you to grow as a creator and become a better person.
But no matter how many times we try to reach out to you in a calm and rational manner, you just keep ignoring us and acting like the same narcissist you've always been.
He's just gonna exploit me for views. Just like he exploited his mom for views. Just like he exploited everybody else for views. Joshua is a user.
Of all the things you've said in this video, this is by far the worst. Tyler, I know you're probably not self-aware enough to realize why what you just said is reprehensible, but you pretty much just spat in the face of your own apology to Joshua Montag. The one thing that gave us all a minuscule amount of hope for you, and you just spat on it. What is wrong with you, Tyler? Seriously, I've given you the benefit of the doubt so many times. I've tried to be patient, but that's because I firmly believe that your actions are motivated by ignorance rather than malice. This crosses the line though. This makes me think that you're not only an idiot, but a bad person. Your apology proved that you're capable of self-reflection, that you're able to realize when you've messed up, but evidently feeding your ego is far more important to you than self-reflecting. You've demonstrated the value of your character through your repeated actions, and I can't simply make excuses for you forever. It's taken a lot, and I mean a lot, of this continued behavior for me to finally say this, but you are a bad person. And barring some significant change in your behavior, I'm afraid I can't change my mind on that assertion.
He has 2 YouTube channels, one that he claimed that got hacked. I don't even believe that, because I honestly believe that probably YouTube seen what was going on with that channel, and yeah, overall just wasn't allowing him to get back on that channel.
That makes no sense. Why would YouTube prevent him from accessing his channel? Why wouldn't they just outright ban the channel if they thought he was doing something illegitimate? Your deduction skills are just plain hopeless.
How is that channel even still has 80-something thousand subscribers and he's not even active on that channel anymore?
Because people didn't bother to unsubscribe? For the same reason why your hordes of inactive subs aren't unsubscribing from you?
Overall, this was between me and him. The fact that he had to get other people involved, that just shows just the robot, his fans, the whole community. They cannot defeat a person one-on-one.
He didn't have to get other people involved. We got involved of our own accord, and even prior to that he had no problem arguing against your points. Everyone else who got involved either did so because you've become an easy bandwagon to do videos on, or because they genuinely wanted to get through to you. Honestly, Tmossboss, the fact that so many people have come to Jar's side on this should, in the very least, get you to contemplate the notion that you may be in the wrong here. Granted, popular opinion doesn't dictate reality, but the only people who agree with you are people that, more likely than not, haven't watched any of our videos or heard the opposing side. Whereas the people on Jar's side have all heard your arguments and still disagree with them. If you're as confident in your position as you pretend to be, then why can't you respond to our actual arguments?
Okay, you might have me in arguments, but being a content creator, you don't. You're nowhere near me.
Yeah, he surpassed you several times over.
Nowhere near me. There ain't even a comparison when it comes to me and you being a content creator.
Dear Lord, the ego on this guy.
You might be a content creator in your own way. I live to create content. I live for this art. I live for this art of entertaining a person somehow. I don't care how I do it, but I live for the fact of me entertaining people.
Well, at least one of your dreams has come true. You've certainly managed to entertain people as a lolcow.
You, on the other hand, I really don't know what you're doing when it comes to you and YouTube. Commentary videos? Anybody can do commentary videos. I'm doing a commentary video right now.
Someone of your intelligence can do it, therefore anyone can do it. Man, you'd think someone with such a tremendous ego wouldn't continually roast themselves like this. Also, pretty much anyone can do a reaction video too. In fact, reaction videos are probably the easiest type of video to make there is.
Along with my music playing in the background.
Your music is alright, I'll give you that.
And also working on other stuff at the same time.
Yeah, because you produce quantity over quality.
So I don't ever want to hear the words come out of anybody's mouth that Just a Robot is a better YouTuber than me.
By what metric is he not? He has more views and subs on his channel than all of your channels combined. And his content is of higher quality. What would he have to do in order to be a better YouTuber than you?
Well, this man's a talk show host. He ain't that person, he ain't the guest of the show. He's the talk show host.
So, being the guest of a talk show is better than being the host?
But like, I mean, yeah, I guess talk show hosts, they can be special, but overall, they live for drama. They live for digging dirt out of people.
As has been said numerous times, Jar tried reaching out to you to squash the beef, and you freaked out and misinterpreted what he was trying to say. And pretty much the only drama Jar's been in besides this would be the whole Pokemon drama, which he also didn't ask for.
I proved every single day in the past 3 years that we've been beefing that I'm a better YouTuber than him.
You did not.